During the 1994 NBA Finals, the New York Knicks faced the Houston Rockets in an intense series. The Knicks led 2-1, and the iconic Madison Square Garden was electric. Game 5 was underway, the score was tight, and every possession carried the weight of an entire season. But on the other side of the country, something completely unexpected was about to capture the attention of an entire nation. In Los Angeles, an arrest warrant had just been issued for O.J. Simpson, former NFL player and Hollywood star, accused of double homicide. And just before 7 p.m. Pacific time, NBC made a decision that would forever change the history of live television. In the middle of a decisive NBA Finals game, the network cut away from the main broadcast to show something no one expected: a live police chase. Cameras switched to a white Ford Bronco driving down the 405 freeway, with Simpson in the back seat, a gun pointed at his own head, and his friend Al Cowlings behind the wheel. It wasn't just a disruption of sports programming, it was a real-time hijacking of the national audience. NBC didn't choose to show just the game or just the chase. Instead, it split the screen. The NBA Finals shrank to a small box while the world watched, hypnotized, as O.J. fled. In New York, viewers could still follow the game with some clarity. But in Los Angeles, basketball was completely replaced by the image of the Bronco. It was a chaotic moment. The commentators were lost. Marv Albert described the scene as the strangest moment of his entire career. Bob Costas, visibly stunned, tried to maintain composure while commenting on one of the most bizarre broadcasts in TV history. By the end of the chase, which lasted about 90 minutes, nearly 95 million Americans had watched the drama unfold, a number that far surpassed the viewership of the game itself. O.J. Simpson surrendered peacefully, but the damage was done. The Knicks won 91-84, but nobody cared. A game that should have been celebrated went down in history as a footnote, overshadowed by a live broadcast that redefined the limits of television and sports in the United States. 12 years later, in 2006, a new controversy would shake the NBA Finals, not due to outside interference, but because of on-court decisions that would spark heated debates to this day. The Miami Heat faced the Dallas Mavericks. After losing the first 2 games, the Heat came back impressively, and Game 5 became the epicenter of a storm of criticism and conspiracy theories. The protagonist, Dwyane Wade, who in that particular game went to the free throw line 25 times, the exact same number of total free throws attempted by the entire Mavericks team. This wasn't just a statistic, it was a statement. The final score was 101-100, decided in overtime, thanks to 2 free throws made by Wade with less than 2 seconds left on the clock. The foul called on Dirk Nowitzki caused immediate outrage. The contact seemed minimal, but the whistle blew anyway. And when Josh Howard called a timeout between Wade's free throws, Dallas was forced into an inbound play from mid-quarter move that proved costly. The confusion deepened with another controversy. Had Wade committed a violation when receiving the pass on the decisive play? Mavericks owner Mark Cuban claimed he caught the ball while airborne and landed out of bounds. The NBA reviewed the play and ruled it legal. Wade was indeed in the air but landed in bounds. However, what truly ignited tempers was the foul disparity. The Dallas Mavericks had 38 fouls called against them, while the Miami Heat had only 26. The imbalance was glaring. Fans and analysts raised suspicions of biased officiating. Mark Cuban, furious, alleged manipulation, accused the league of favoring the Heat, publicly attacked Commissioner David Stern, and was fined $250,000. Dirk Nowitzki, in frustration, kicked the ball into the stands and received a $5,000 fine. Cuban went further. He hired a former FBI agent to investigate the league's decisions, only to quietly abandon the idea later. Dwyane Wade finished the game with 43 points and, when questioned, stated that he had earned every one of those free throws. In Game 6, history repeated itself. Miami shot 37 free throws compared to Dallas's 23. Wade alone took 21. The Heat closed out the series and won the title, but the stench of controversy lingered. To this day, many fans and experts consider that Game 5 one of the most tainted moments in NBA Finals history, whether due to controversial officiating or sheer aggression by Wade and the Heat. The fact is that parade of free throws changed the narrative of a series that could have been remembered for its balance, but ended up marked by accusations of manipulation and injustice. The most contested moments in NBA Finals history, a journey through games that redefined basketball. The history of the NBA is marked by epic battles, improbable comebacks, and controversial decisions that still echo in the memories of fans today. No stage is more intense than the finals, where every possession carries the weight of a legacy. In this retrospective, we dive into the most hard-fought, controversial, and unforgettable moments of the NBA Finals, where sports drama reaches its peak and singular plays rewrite the chapters of professional basketball history. 1976. The chaos of the fabulous fifth Game 5 of the 1976 Finals between the Boston Celtics and Phoenix Suns at the legendary Boston Garden was more than a game. It was a collapse of rules, a marathon of physical and psychological endurance, and a classic example of how officiating can shape a franchise's destiny. With the score tied and 1 second left in regulation, John Havlicek made a basket that seemed to secure the win for Boston. The problem: fans stormed the court before the clock was properly paused. Referee Richie Powers ruled that 1 second remained. The Suns used their precious second, and Garfield Hurt hit a miraculous shot to force overtime, but the chaos only grew. Paul Silas called a timeout that Boston didn't have, which by rule should have been a technical foul. Powers ignored it in the second overtime. Another controversial moment. The clock was restarted mid-play, resulting in 2 more points for Havlicek finally. In the third overtime, Glenn McDonald, who had already fouled out, scored crucial baskets. Boston won 128-126 in a game that lasted over 3 hours. The confusion and exhaustion were as extreme as the rule misapplications. To this day, it's considered one of the most intense and poorly officiated games in history, one that triggered rule changes in the league. 1955, the conspiracy final. In the 1955 finals, the Syracuse Nationals won the title with a 92-91 victory over the Fort Wayne Pistons. But the win remains clouded in suspicion. Fort Wayne led by 17 points in the second quarter and inexplicably collapsed. There was no dramatic Syracuse comeback. It was a slow unraveling of the Pistons. With 18 seconds left, George Yardley committed a palming violation. 3 seconds later, veteran point guard Andy Phillip lost a decisive possession. This gave Syracuse the chance to seal the game with free throws. Yardley later said there were always unhealthy implications about that game, hinting that Phillip's error may have been intentional. No official investigation took place. The league simply moved on, even with suspicion in the air. Fort Wayne didn't even play at home, having been forced to hold the finals in Indianapolis. The shadow of gambler Jack Molina's already banned for game fixing still loomed. There's no concrete evidence, but the combination of errors and Yardley's post-game comments keep that final among the most mysterious in NBA history. 2016, Draymond Green's suspension that changed everything, with the Golden State Warriors leading the finals 3-1 against the Cleveland Cavaliers. The team from Oakland seemed poised to clinch a second straight title, but in Game 4, an apparently minor incident became a turning point. LeBron James stepped over Draymond Green after a foul, and Green retaliated with a hit to LeBron's groin. No foul was called in the moment, but after review the NBA assessed Green with a flagrant foul, won his 4th of the playoffs, triggering an automatic 1-game suspension. Green became the first player suspended in the finals since 2006. In Game 5, watching from a suite at Oracle Arena, Green saw LeBron and Kyrie Irving each explode for 41 points. Cleveland won 112-97 and regained confidence. In Game 6, with Green back, the Cavaliers kept momentum, winning 115-101 in a game marked by Stephen Curry's ejection for throwing his mouthguard into the stands. Game 7 was a back-and-forth battle, and Cleveland won 93-89, becoming the first team to come back from a 3-1 deficit in the finals. Green admitted, "If I had played Game 5, we would have won." The NBA's decision, while rule-based, ultimately changed the course of history. 1993, the foul that was never called in the 1993 finals between the Chicago Bulls and Phoenix Suns. Game 6 was marked by one of the most debated plays of the decade. With less than 4 seconds on the clock, John Paxson hit a three that turned the game in Chicago's favor, 99-98. Phoenix had the final possession. Kevin Johnson drove to the basket but was blocked by Horace Grant. The clock expired, the Bulls won. However, footage clearly shows significant contact between Grant and Johnson, not a light brush, but real physical contact. Still, no foul was called. There was no official replay or coach's challenge. The game ended then and there. The NBA made no comment on the play, and the Bulls celebrated their 3rd straight title. For the Suns, frustration lingered along with the eternal question: what if the foul had been called? Could they have won with free throws? The lack of a whistle shaped another chapter of the Bulls' dynasty, while Phoenix was left with a bitter taste of injustice. 2014, the air conditioning failure in San Antonio. Game 1 of the 2014 finals between the Miami Heat and San Antonio Spurs was supposed to be a tactical duel, but it turned into a battle against the elements. In the third quarter, the AT&T Center's air conditioning system failed completely. Indoor temperatures rose above 90 degrees Fahrenheit, about 32 degrees Celsius. Players used ice towels, fans improvised paper fans, and the atmosphere became stifling. LeBron James, despite already scoring 25 points, suffered severe cramps and had to be carried off the court. Without their leader, the Heat collapsed, and the Spurs closed the game on a 16-3 run, winning 110-95. After the game, LeBron said into the microphone, "They're trying to take us out." Greg Popovich joked about the power bill, and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar dismissed the complaints, saying it was part of the game. The NBA claimed the technical issue was resolved, but the damage was done. Miami never fully recovered, and the Spurs won the series in 5 games. The incident wasn't considered a conspiracy, but it sealed Miami's fate and became a symbol of how external conditions can impact a championship. 1970, The legendary return of Willis Reed in Game 7 of the 1970 Finals between the New York Knicks and Los Angeles Lakers. Legendary center Willis Reed had missed Game 6 with a severe thigh injury. All signs pointed to him being out. But minutes before the game, Reed limped onto the Madison Square Garden court, triggering one of the loudest crowd eruptions in history. Even with limited mobility, he scored the Knicks' first 2 points and bravely defended Wilt Chamberlain, holding the Lakers' giant to just 2 field goals on 9 attempts. Reed exited the game by halftime with the Knicks up 61-37. His inspiration worked. Walt Frazier took over and finished with 36 points and 19 assists, sealing the title with a 113-99 win. Reed's presence transcended stats. His mere appearance changed the game's tone and immortalized that moment as one of the most powerful in NBA history. Conclusion: where history is written on the edge, these iconic moments show that the NBA Finals go beyond technical skills or tactics. They are decided in seconds, by referee decisions, by the timely or controversial absence of stars, by technical failures, and even by heroic returns. In these high-stakes situations, basketball reaches its rawest and purest form where every dribble, every foul or lack thereof, every shot, and every error becomes eternal. It is in this cauldron of emotion that legends are forged, legacies are built, and narratives are created that never stop fascinating. 1976, the fabulous fifth and the rulebook meltdown. Game 5 of the Celtics-Suns Finals had everything: drama, exhaustion, and officiating chaos. With 1 second left in regulation, Havlicek hit what looked like a game winner, but fans stormed the court prematurely. The clock had expired, but the timekeeper hadn't stopped it properly. Referee Richie Powers reset 1 second, and Phoenix used it. Garherd nailed a jumper to force Ort. Then came the missed call. Paul Silas signaled for a timeout. Boston didn't have that's a technical, but Powers didn't call it. Suns fans still call it theft. Second OT, more clock madness. Havlicek scored again, mid-play, reset and all. Finally, in the third OT, Glenn McDonald, who had already fouled out, delivered clutch baskets. Celtics survived 128-126. Phoenix left haunted. The officiating was so shaky the league eventually rewrote rules because of this game. 1955. Suspicion in Syracuse. Syracuse edged Fort Wayne 92-91 in Game 7. But something felt off. Fort Wayne led by 17 in the second and fell apart, not with heroic Syracuse plays, but with surgical mistakes. George Yardley committed a palming violation with 18 seconds left. Then veteran Andy Phillip inexplicably turned the ball over. With 3 seconds to go, that gave Syracuse the winning chance. Yardley later said he thought Phillip threw the game. No proof, no investigation. But the whispers never stopped. Especially odd. Fort Wayne wasn't even playing at home. They were in neutral Indianapolis. Unusual collapses breed conspiracy. 2016, the green suspension that changed everything up 3-1. The Warriors had Cleveland reeling. Then Draymond Green got retroactively suspended for swiping at LeBron after a step-over. It was his 4th flagrant point automatic 1-game suspension. He missed Game 5. Cleveland went off. Kyrie and LeBron both dropped 41. Warriors lost. Green admitted, "If I play Game 5, we win." The Cavs carried momentum, won Games 6 and 7, and completed the first 3-1 comeback in finals history. No drama, just policy, and it changed the story forever. 1993, Grant "No Foul" Paxton's game-winning 3 in Game 6 lives in highlight reels. But the moment after, Kevin Johnson drove, met Horace Grant mid-air, and got hit. Replay shows real contact. No whistle. Bulls win. No review, no coach's challenge. Just heartbreak. Suns fans have never let it go. 2-1 for the AC game. Game 1 in San Antonio, and the air conditioning failed. Thames hit the 90s. LeBron cramped badly with 4 minutes left and had to be carried off. Spurs finished on a 16-3 run and won big. Was it sabotage? Doubtful, but it sure changed momentum. No foul play found, but critics questioned the game's integrity. The Heat never recovered. Spurs took the series in 5. 1970, Reed's return. Willis Reed limp onto the court in Game 7 as Sportsmith. Truth is, he scored 4 points, played 27 minutes. It was Walt Frazier who dropped 36 and 19 assists. But that entrance, that grit set the tone. The Knicks rolled to a title. Reed didn't win the game. He defined the moment. 2010 free throw frenzy. Game 7, Lakers Celtics LA 183-79. But the fourth quarter, Lakers shot 21 free throws, Boston barely any. Total series FT count, 204 LA 149 for Boston. A 51-shot difference in a 7-game series. Boston fans cried foul, officials stayed silent. Kobe got ring. No 5. The Celtics got questions. 2020, the bubble debate. No fans, no travel. Just basketball. Lakers won in Disney's bubble, but critics called it the bubblegum title. No crowd pressure helped underdogs. They claimed Miami's run was unlikely and both teams underperformed next season. But LeBron dominated, nearly a triple-double average. Supporters say it was the hardest title. Isolation. Daily testing. No distractions, no excuses. Just ball, legit or not. Depends on your definition of pressure. 1998. The push of Jordan Game 6 score tied. One move past Byron Russell. A slight hand on the hip. Was it a push? Depends who you ask. Jordan scored 45. The shot became iconic, but that hand sparked one of the longest running debates in NBA history. The refs let it go. The legend lived on. 1988. The phantom foul. Game 6. Pistons up 1. Kareem goes for the skyhook. Lambier contests. Replays show clean defense. Whistle blows anyway. Kareem sinks both. Lakers win. Pistons never recover. Game 7. Lakers win the title. Detroit never forgot. Lambier's foul became a ghost call, forever burned into NBA lore. 1985. Memorial Day Massacre. Game 1. Celtics crushed Lakers, 148-114. People called it suspicious. Maybe the Lakers tanked to rest. Kareem looked finished. Then Game 2. Kareem explodes for 3-0-1-7-8-3. Lakers win. Take series, close it out in Boston. Kareem wins Finals MVP at 38. That Game 1 beatdown forgotten. Footnote: in a legacy win. TL. DR10 of the NBA Finals most disputed moments: year moment controversy 1976 triple OT chaos missed timeout. Clock errors 1955 Syracuse vs Fort Wayne alleged fix. Phantom turnover 2016 Draymond suspension changed momentum. Series flipped 1993 Grant Snowcal missed foul ends game 2-0-1 for AC fail heat cramps. Spurs advantage 1970 Reed's return iconic entrance greater than impact 2010 free throw gap 51 more. FTS for Lakers 2020 bubble debate fair conditions or watered down 1998 the push of iconic or illegal 1988 phantom foul title decided on a ghost call. Finals footnotes. Forgotten facts and forever debates. Not every moment ends with a whistle or a ring. Some just leave behind echoes. 1985, the Memorial Day Massacre. Just a footnote: the Lakers didn't throw Game 1, they got embarrassed, but they used it as fire. The rumors of sandbagging faded. Kareem responded with 30, 17 and 8 in Game 2. The Lakers won the series and closed it out in Boston for the first time ever. That blowout. Just a footnote. Revenge was real. 1997, the flu game that wasn't Game 5. Jordan, 38 points in 44 minutes, hit the go-ahead 3, looked like a corpse on the sideline. The world called it the flu game, but in the last dance, Jordan set the record straight. Food poisoning, pizza late at night, 5 delivery guys. Jordan eats alone. Cue the 2:30 a.m. disaster. Trainer Tim Grover. That's food poisoning guaranteed. Phil Jackson confirmed the pizza. Conspiracy theorists didn't buy it. Reddit lit up. No one shut the place down. Hangover. Not in dry Utah altitude sickness. He'd been there for days. Flu, food, fatigue, it didn't matter. He still dropped nearly 40. No excuses, just pain and legend. 1984, the Heat game. Game 5, Boston Garden, 97 degrees, no AC. Sweat falling before tip-off. Kareem needed oxygen. Ref collapsed at halftime. The Celtics thrived. Bird shot 15 of 24, 34 points and 17 rebounds. Called it Summer League in French Lick. Magic was drenched by the anthem. Riley cried foul. Extra fans in the locker room. No ice, no water. It wasn't basketball, it was survival. Celtics won. Took the series. The league took notes. That game didn't just change the finals, it changed venue standards. 2008. Free throw frenzy, a gang game 2. Celtics took 38 free throws. Lakers just 10. Boston made 27. LA made all 10, plus 17 at the line. A 6-point loss felt like a blowout. No league statements, no correction. Just two different styles. Celtics in the paint, Lakers on the perimeter still. Fans called foul. That gap helped swing the series. It wasn't a fix. It was a flashpoint. 1995. Nick Anderson's collapse. Game 1. Magic up 110-107. Nick Anderson steps to the line. Misses both, gets his own board. Fouled again. Misses both again. Rockets hit a 3. Overtime, Hakeem tips in the winner. Magic shattered, swept in 4. Nick never shot over 64% from the line again. His nickname became Nick the Brick. No scandal, just nerves, heartbreak, and a dynasty denied. 1969 MVP in defeat. Jerry West averaged 3.857. Game 7, a 42-point triple-double, and the Lakers lost by 2. At home, balloons in the rafters never dropped. Celtics spoiled the party. The Finals MVP was brand new. West was its first recipient, and still the only one from the losing team. He later said the award meant nothing, just a plaque and regret. Closing note: some finals are won with last-second daggers. Others are lost at the line, or in the heat, or at the mercy of a silent whistle. Some players leave with rings, others leave with questions, but every finals moment, myth or fact, lives on in the debate. If you enjoyed this, I'm posting a lot more like it. Click subscribe, drop your take in the comments, and thanks for watching.